Well, welcome back to the studio. I'm going back on Chesty. She's totally dry now, and I'm going to glaze her with a mixture of burnt umber and liquin. Now, I've already glazed her hindquarters. What I want to do is darken her a little bit and mute the red tone in her coat. So this burnt umber just makes her a little bit darker, and it just tones down her coat. It mutes that red just a little bit. You can see how it's getting darker, and this is a thin mixture. You can see how that darkens her coat. Now I can come back where on her highlights, and I can lift out that color. But right now I just want to get my dark in there. Now where the black comes into her leg, I want to smooth that transition. Now I'm taking a clean brush, and then I can just lift out where the highlight is just a little bit, so that we still get that highlight there on her leg, where her shiny coat has that highlight. Now I'm going to come here under her shoulder. And you can see how this is really darkening her coat. And I use liquin. It's a thinner, it quickens the drying, but it's a nice medium to use, and it dries quickly. If you use any of the oils like linseed oil or anything like that, it takes forever to dry. You can mix this in with your oil paints, and it thins it a little bit, and it also speeds up the drying. See how that's darkening her? Still maintains that rich color in her coat, but we take that red down just a notch. Still keeps the highlights. Pretty little mare. She just looks like she's got a really kind disposition. As Bill said, people commented about her big brown kind eyes. And she just has that look that she was just a really nice horse to be around. Keep that highlight on her neck. See, we're taking that color down. Now I'll work on her face. Here. I want this highlight to be a little bit lighter back there, so I can just go back in and pull some of the color out. I'm going to darken this shadow a little bit in here, under her forelock. I don't want to go over her eyes. I want to maintain that color around her eyes. And as we get down her bridge of her nose, I don't want to get over her muzzle. So I just thin that mixture as we get on further down on her face. Need to be a little bit darker right in here. Just come back, darken that up. But you can see how this changes her color. Makes her a little more muted. real dark bay. It maintains all the reflection or the highlights in her coat, that nice shiny glistening coat. You want this to be smooth. So before it dries, if you need to go back and smooth it, you can. Then I'm going to pull a little white, not much, but just a little highlight here on the point of her shoulder, just to bring that forward just a little bit. Glazing is an easy way. Like I went back on the fence back behind her, was a little bit bright on the back side of the pen, and I just glazed it a tiny touch with ultramarine blue, and that just grayed it down a little bit and brought it back. A lot of times on a painting you need to come back after it's dry and just make a few little adjustments, particularly on something like this that's high detail. And so glazing is just a really wonderful way to do it. I saw one of the cowboy artists, Gary Carter, do that in a painting one time, and it was just, he was doing a painting that had an old Victorian white house in the background, and some of the white was just a little bit bright, and he glazed it with ultramarine blue, and it was just amazing how that fell back and just settled down. So anyway, I want to thank you again for visiting our studio. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel and visit my blog. I show the complete step-by-step process of this painting as well as others I do. The link is in the description below, and the address is also on the final frame of my video. I also have the address of my official website. So you have a wonderful, wonderful day, and again, I appreciate you visiting my YouTube video.